Hello everyone, welcome to Corporate Governance course with me Maria Grace Herlina from Management Department, BINUS Business School. On the second video, we are going to discuss about the history of corporate governance. The story of corporate governance has many over-ambitious and dominant businessmen with unrealistic expectations. Those happens on the early days, while merchants and monopolies dominate the business and they gain unrealistic expectations about the profit. After 1720, the bubble burst and the consular taken bribes. There are so many actions that illegal taken just to gain the profit. Many of British lost their fortunes, being felled, directors imprisoned, and their wealth confiscated. This is the first trigger that make public outcry about corporate excesses and risk taken. They start to think, they start to cry how to manage the greedy merchants or the greedy monopolists who act illegally just to get more profit. Start from 1720, on the early days, company still relatively small and simple. So they start to think how to govern the company more properly. By the years of when we enter the 20th century, company become large and complex. The shareholders were numerous, geographical spread, and differed in both their time horizons and their expectations about dividends and capital growth. The link between management and investor become very distant. And at that time, the need of corporate governance is getting more and more needed. In the year 1932, growing separations of power between executive management and investor start getting more concerned. And very significant development in the 1970s. Independent outside director recognized and audit committee introduced. By that time, a company or people start to think about the audit committee, the third party, or the governance or the control committee to conduct or to lead the business process properly. The European Economics Commission issued a series of draft directives on company law harmonizations by proposed unitary board. In 1972, a company prefers drew attention to the importance link of organization, environment, and board of power. At that time, they start to think how to manage the functions of the organizations inside and outside. And at the same year also, the people or the person start to questioning the role of the major corporation in society. The argument was made that public companies have responsibilities beyond their legal prime duties to their shareholders. At that time, shareholders as the external party and internal party of the organization start influencing the company. By the year 1980s, stakeholders getting more and more concerned and become overshadowed by the market-driven, growth-oriented, especially in Thatcher's economic in UK, in United Kingdom, while Prime Minister of Margaret Thatcher ruled the economy. The profit performance model became the basis for the privatizations of state-run entities. Most of state-owned companies that can be offered to the private party. Many industries were all privatized in UK and gradually around the developed countries. Term of governance firstly born on paper in perspective on management. It means that in 1980s, the first term of governance start getting concerned and start written on all papers in business agreement. Around 1990s, the pressure board started in the US from institutional investors, investigate media and threat of litigations. First report on corporate governance in UK was Financial Aspect produced by Adrian Cadbury in 1992. That is the first report about corporate governance in UK. So if we do the good corporate governance, we should report so the public and the people or all the stakeholders know that we have run the business properly. This report emphasized the importance of independent non-executive directors. Following this report is establishment, the term of corporate governance in Australia and USA. And in 1998, the OECD, Organization for Economics, Cooperation and Development, proposed the development of global guidelines on corporate governance. And this principle applied to all the business organization, the whole world, globally, proposed by the OECD. Now we are going to discuss about the development of corporate governance in the 21st century. Codes of corporate governance are places for listed companies in many countries. From this statement, we can see that all listed companies need good corporate governance. The importance of corporate governance codes was well recognized starting in the 21st century. Many of corporate governance codes called for directors' appraisal, training and development, and for board-level performance review. But this new century began with disaster struck around the world, with many cases such as Enron case, Waste Management, WorldCom, Tyco, and all the bad corporate governance happens in the US. And Marconi, British Rail, Tompkins, all in UK. Parmalat in Italy and HIH Insurance in Australia. Many kinds of bad corporate governance happens in the 21st century. The company needs more profit, but improper way. We're going to talk about corporate governance as old as corporate entities. Based on my explanation about the history of corporate governance, we can conclude that actually corporate governance is an old term, as old as the corporate entities. Management focal point in the 20th century start getting bigger and getting more attention. Corporate governance is the primary focus for the 21st century. The theoretical exploration relative new, but actually the practice is ancient. Start from the 17th century, we already need how to rule the company in the good way. The corporate governance arises whenever entity acquires a life of its own, and the ownership is separated from its management. Significant development in the 20th century were shared in many public listed on stock exchange. This was first seminal work of corporate governance. You can see from my explanations that started in the 21st century, people more concerned about how to run the business properly, not only for the company itself, but also for the stakeholders. We are not only thinking or focusing on the profit, but also how to make others happy and get the benefits of the existence of our company. So we can learn from the history that if you want to have a good and sustained business, it is very needed that you should run your business in a good corporate governance. That is my explanation for the second video. Hope it will help you learn more about corporate governance. Thank you and see you on the next video. Goodbye.